Boys, girls, and MBs, hello! How's everyone doing tonight? No matter where you are in the world, might even be the morning for you, but we got a lot to cover today. Might be a little bit of a shorter video slash stream, but I'm going to cover some meaty daily news and drama. Got an action-packed stream for you tonight. And when I say tonight, I mean tonight my time. So the first thing we're going to go over here, we have Chiquita, your very own banana brand, the one that you're used to seeing. Little situation happened here that got brought to light. We're gonna talk about that. I don't know if you guys saw, there was this egging clip. I'll turn the music down here so you guys can hear me better. But there was this egging clip where you'll see it's crazy. It's a crazy situation. I think I've watched the clip like 15 times today. The person got karma. Next up, we're going to talk about the TJ Maxx situation just a little bit. I don't need to go over this too in depth. But, yeah, they're talking about the employers that have to work there and what they have to do now. And then next, we're going to go into Nick Merckx. Seems like Nick Merckx is back at. The only way Nick Merckx gets PR now is by being like a homophobe or being sexist or a misogynist or any of that. And then he plays like, last time I remember talking about him, he was playing Call of Duty. He's playing, I don't know what the hell he's playing, but he always has bad takes. And he's out here blocking people and he's calling people slurs, so we're going to get into that. Next up, we have this girl who's also saying a slur. I think that's the latest thing now. You go on the internet and you say slurs and then you get blasted off on Twitter. That seems to be because there's not really much going on in the drama sphere, so people have to kind of start it on their own. So they're like, maybe I'll get more followers if I start saying bad words and saying naughty things. So that's what she's doing. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. And she actually tried to defend herself for saying it, which is awesome. And then we have this clip right here. Kevin Hart falls asleep and gets punished. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Kai Cenat broke his streaming record and had a billion viewing. He had like 700K people in his stream. And, yeah, he hit a new record. So there's a couple things that happened, but this is the funniest clip. The rest of it, go watch on your own. Next up. Oh yeah, this is just another Nick Merckx block situation. The Pope had it also said a slur. So not only are influencers saying slurs, but the Pope is saying slurs. So that's awesome. We'll get into that a little bit. And then the highlighted story of the night will be this. I actually lost the link to the original video. I had it for a brief moment, and I don't have it anymore, but this is the best I can find. An August the Duck video on it that has clips of it in it, so we're going to go over that. If you guys remember, in one of the other streams, I may have unlisted it by now. Not for any particular reason, just I wanted to just unlist it. But anyway, this YouTuber, basically what she did is she faked a pregnancy, which is, it's always awesome. It's a really good thing to do on the internet. That's sarcasm. And apparently she had to respond to it and is going to have something real clever to say. So, yeah, kind of an action-packed night. So, I was today, let me start recording. Okay, participants. We have no one here. Solo stream all by myself. Let's freaking go. All right, so Chiquita found liable for financing paramilitary group. That's not good. So Chiquita, the banana brand that you guys all know, we all eat it. We all know it. I was informed earlier today while I was out touching grass by someone who's older than myself about the situation. This is making headlines, and for the right reasons, it's making headlines. I think it's good that we know about this now. But a Florida jury on Monday found a banana company, Chiquita Brands International liable for financing the Colombian paramilitary group. What is this word? Auto defenses. The jury case in federal court in the Southern District of Florida, classic Florida, found that Chiquita knowingly provided substantial assistance to the AUC to a degree sufficient to create a force seek risk to harm others. What's up with these words today? Making me fumble on words. Jesus, that's one of my strengths, you know. Thought it was my human strength, but it's not. My strength is English. It's my first language. Chiquita, one of the world's largest banana producers, has been ordered to pay a total of $38.3 million to the families of 8 victims of AUC, which was a far-right paramilitary group that was designated a terrorist organization by the U.S. The group disbanded in 2006. Oh, my God. Well, hell yeah, they better pay that. Freaking losing them banana sales. Hell yeah. In the Amanda Florida lawsuit, which was filed in 2008, the plaintiff's alleged payments from Chiquita, the AUC propped up the military group's violence in Colombia, and that the company should be held liable for the group's murders. Wow. The situation in Colombia is tragic for so many. Should I zoom into this? Was tragic for so many, including those directly affected by the violence, and our thoughts remain with them and their families. However, that does not change our belief that there is no legal biases for these claims. The company's statement said, while we're disappointed by the decision, we remain confident that our legal position will ultimately prevail. So they seem to think they'll be fine. A law firm presenting AUC victims and their families applauded Tuesday's decision in a press release. The verdict sends a powerful message. Corporations will be held accountable when business decisions prioritize profits over human lives. Let me read that again. The verdict sends a powerful message. Corporations will be held accountable when business decisions prioritize profits over human lives. Huh? Wait. I mean, it's a powerful message. Why I'm saying huh right here is because this sounds like the opposite of capitalism, right? Where it's like the way that it operates is always business decisions over human lives. Rather, human lives never come first. Especially when, do you guys remember that situation with the airlines? It was like for a while there, a bunch of airlines were dropping. And then it was like there was an issue with Boeing. And there were flights. Like there was a period of time where I was afraid to fly. I was like, holy shit. I know a lot of people have a fear of flying. But I was kind of like, okay. What are they going to do about this? Because they were prioritizing, like, they literally didn't give a shit about people. And they even took it as far as being like, yeah, we'll have just one person in the, like, pilot seat or whatever. I don't know if that ever happened. That shit was crazy, though. The lives of the victims were devastated as a result of violence by AUC. Circuit Law says CNN has reached out. Dude, this is like a tricky article to read. English is hard. In 2007, Chiquita pleaded guilty to making over 100 payments to the AUC, totaling over. I keep thinking this says AOC. That's why I'm fumbling on that. Totaling over 1.7 million, despite the group being designated to a terrorist organization. Chiquita recorded the AUC payments as security services, though the company never received actual services from these payments. According to the Justice Department press release from the time, the company agreed to pay the U.S. government a $25 million fine, the U.S. said. Holy shit. An unnamed company executive, I hate these ads so much. An unnamed company executive told the Justice Department the payments had been made under the threat of violence according to the release. Jeez, man. However, the Florida jury ruled that Chiquita failed to act as a responsible business person would have acted under these circumstances. Chiquita's claim was forced to support terrorists because it was itself the victim of extortion was a defense expressly rejected by the jury. Circuit Law attorney Victoria Meza stressed that the verdict is a wake call for business to reevaluate their operations so they are not even indirectly supporting violence of human rights abuses. I feel like more and more people are going to get outed for this, right? Where they're going to have to ensure they're not even indirectly supporting violence or human rights abuses. I feel like there's still some people that are violating that. In a social media post, Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro, reacted to the American jury's decision and asked why the same ruling was not made in his home country. Damn. Let's see. He posted on X. Oh, yeah, look at that. Damn. You guys want to see this clip? Man, I don't know. I'm actually getting kind of worried. I'm getting a little worried. I think I came on too late, and I'm streaming at 2 random times. Real quickly, if you're watching the VOD, or maybe you're here and you're a little bit late, whatever it might be, what is a good time to stream? Should I switch my streaming time to like earlier? When do you guys like watching content? Do you wake up and watch stuff? Should I do like a bright and early morning stream? I feel like that might work more often than not for me. It's something you can throw on while you're like getting ready in the morning, maybe. Is that a better time to stream? Also, here's an update. The last stream I mentioned, maybe the stream before, I would try to do like a cooking stream, maybe, where I try to make that recipe that Blender gave me. Here's my thoughts on that. Give me like a couple weeks. I'm not going to tell you why, but give me a couple weeks. I'll be more flexible then and be able to set that up the proper way. I'm not going to say anything more than that. Leaving it at that. And yeah, but we will make that happen, because I was just thinking about that. I want to do it right so it sounds good. Maybe there's a chance I could still do it here, without giving away too much information. So we'll see. Why does my eye look all red too? Damn. All right, we're gonna continue on. So let's talk about this clip right here. Troublemakers get instant karma as their getaway gets car demolished. Yeah, so this was an insane-o clip. Watch this. Wait, what?
They in a boot truck. They in a boot truck.
Wait, watch this. Watch. They're egging an ex's house. I watch as randomly as you do. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm okay, yeah, it's funny. I watch pretty randomly too. I usually wake up in the morning and watch a bunch of stuff when I wake up, and then I watch late at night. So maybe late night still is a good time to go on. I don't know. I'm working on it. I also am trying to make my stream a little more interesting. So that's why I was thinking about if I tried out that cooking stream. I'm like cooking and talking about shit at once. It might be kind of interesting. Or I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way to make the stream a little bit more entertaining. You know what I mean? Should I kick on like some chill background music or something while I'm streaming? Maybe that'll ease up the vibes. Should we do that? But here we go. So this is the clip.
They in a boot truck.
Watch. Oh. So freaking eggs are X.
They in a boot truck.
Dude, they couldn't even close the door. That shit's nuts. Blew off the stop sign too.
They just got smacked.
And now I'm assuming it's probably her ex or something running out here, only to see what she just got into. Damn, that's hella embarrassing. That's not even like, I feel like egging is what you do in 3rd grade. That feels so weird to see a grown adult egging.
They on the way. So they going to chase them.
Right? But, you know, who am I to say that? I don't know. Maybe people are still doing that. Maybe there's adults that still do that. I don't know. It feels like TPing almost, you know? But next up, how is it? That's something out of a movie. I know. That's like once in a lifetime. I feel like I had to watch it twice because I actually was convinced that it was like AI. You know, I see something ridiculous now. I'm like, this is AI. How's the music, by the way? Is it loud? Is the music too loud at all? Or is it good? I'll try keep maybe a little more quiet like that. It's good? Okay. Keep it like that then. All right, TJ Maxx. Let's quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I'll just kind of highlight it. So, if you're unaware, and maybe you are aware because I think everyone knows about this by now, but a lot of retail places deal with theft pretty regularly. I remember especially during lockdown, there was a lot of it that happened, and people are because of retail theft. Now I can't. First setting. I think we're back at the first setting now. Right? Or do I kick it back up again? There we go. There it is. There's the first setting. Here. Okay, cool. So basically, retail theft has just got out of hand, and so much so that these people are starting to, like, quote unquote, get smart about this and understand which places actually don't have cameras, or places that only have cameras in the front, or only have cameras in the back, or have no, you know, they're starting to figure it out. So once they have kind of done that, a lot of places also just straight up don't want cameras, or aren't paying for the cameras. So now some employees at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and HomeGoods are now wearing body cameras. The latest effort among retailers to combat retail crime and violence against workers, which is so sad. The reason I bring this up is also because, you know, retail workers at the end of the day, we need them. You're going into the TJ Maxx, you're going into HomeGoods. Like, what are we going to do without them? They're the ones helping you find stuff. They're the ones putting the stuff on the shelf. They're the ones that are, you know, checking your stuff out and ringing you up at the end. And they, you know, oftentimes too, some people, you know, I'm even friends with people that actually enjoy working retail jobs, but they're also some of the most, like, insane jobs, because a lot of these retail workers just straight up get yelled at for literally doing nothing wrong. Like, some shit will break and then they'll just get yelled at, and it's not even their thing. So I feel for retail workers, which is why I bring this up. The move, which parent company TJX disclosed in recent weeks, comes as retailers experiment with ways to prevent violence and shoplifting. To wear a goddamn, that's like dude, police wear body cameras. Like, can we get that through our heads? Like, police wear body cameras. Some stores have eliminated or limited self-checkout. Many have resorted to locking products in cabinets, banning large bags and backpacks, limiting stores to one exit to better catch thieves trying to escape. And that's another thing that happens pretty regularly. The TJX initiative started last year. Chief Financial Officer Sylvain called investors last month. At some stores, workers focus on stopping shoplifters. Are wearing cameras as a way of de-escalation, where people are less likely to do something when they're being videotaped. Yeah, and that's also true. But some of the people that, another part of this too is that once they know this, like, some of these people, like, what sucks is some of this is uncontrollable, right? Like, some of these people are still going to do it nonetheless. Now, will they have more chances of catching them? It's debatable. Depends on where the worker's at and where the person gets out of the store, right? So it all kind of depends on that. But it just sucks that we've got down to this point of having to wear body cameras as retail workers. The National Retail Federation says the root of the issue stems from organized retail crimes. Crime rings that steal items and legally resell them through online marketplaces. Have you guys ever heard of a thing called, actually this is legal. This is a thing called retail arbitrage. Have you ever heard of this? It's actually something that I used to do as a kid. Basically, you go into a store like Target or somewhere that you can buy something a little bit cheaper than you can at another store, and then you resell it online for a little bit more, and you make a profit. Some stuff you can really get away with it. Like I remember as a kid, I bought this like $75 projector and sold it for like 180 on eBay. You get lucky with this stuff sometimes, and sometimes there's people in a desperate pinch and they just see it and they're like, oh, I need it. That's a very legal thing to do, but what's not legal is to steal the item. And that's people are stealing items and selling them. Among the 177 retail brands that participated in NRF's annual security survey last year, more than 2/3 said that organized retail crime offenders had gotten more violent. 35% of retailers said they were researching body-worn cameras according to the Federation survey. Some programs being tested, but none fully operational at this time. Another part about being a retail worker is dealing with violence, like this article is pointing out. A lot of it you don't really hear. You hear about it in articles, but you don't hear too much, you know, in general. And it's a very real thing that happens pretty regularly. There's a lot of it that happens in communities in different cities that, you know, I'm totally unaware of, that I don't live in, that I've never experienced or seen firsthand. But it's a very real thing that happens. Next up, should we go over into, I want to move along. I know people who would steal items they also bought, duplicate the receipts and return them to both the stores. Both to the stores? No way. I'm going to read that again. I knew people who would steal items that they also bought, duplicate the receipts, and return them both to the stores. Jeez. That's crazy. I have heard about that once before. To go in and steal, though. Man. I mean, okay, here's the thing. And this by no means, like, me defending stealing at all. I think stealing's messed up. You should never engage in it ever in your life. But I think a reason why it's happening a lot more, this is just one prediction I have. This is not a fact or any, there's no statistics backing this up. This is just a prediction I have, is that because prices of things have gone up so high, people are like more willing or more have like the chutzpah to go steal something more, because they're like, oh, it costs too much, but I want it, and they end up stealing it. Or like I've seen a lot of windows smashed in places lately, like just even around where I'm from. So he would buy a $50 item while having one in his pants, and he would return them both. He'd give back a receipt mark return, and he would erase the marker. Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like Buddy Guy is not headed down a great path in life if you're starting off doing that. I mean, who knows? I do believe in people getting better and fixing themselves, so who knows? Maybe Buddy Guy's got a little bit better now. That's crazy. But let's move into Nick Merckx real quickly, shall we? Nick, I hope this is the last time I have to talk about Nick Merckx on this stream. Nick Merckx my brain. I don't like Nick Merckx. All right, here we go. This is Nick Merckx's awesome takes on trans people.
Nick, the transphobe struggling against the trans game. There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created. So have fun with your little dreamland. But that shit's not even real. Let me break it down for you, right? Penis, dude. Vagina, girl. Done. Come in here with that fucking trans.
Yeah. There's Nick Merckx. If this clip doesn't sum up Nick Merckx in a nutshell, I don't know what will sum up Nick Merckx. Like, sorry to tell you, but that is Nick Merckx. So where are we going with this? Well, Nick Merckx decided to block Shonda Black recently, which, if you know Shonda Black and you look at this and you're gonna say, well, why'd he block him, right? Let's see what happened here. Let's open this up. Oh, what do you know? Look at this. He got Ben Leaker last year, too, if I'm saying that properly, during this same discourse. So he's just anti-gay, anti-trans, bisexual, you know, anti-queer, all the above. Yeah, so he's just kind of going on a blocking tirade of anybody who does believe that those people are, you know, real fuckers ruining Dark Souls for me. Yeah. That's the shitty thing. You see him playing a good game, and then you're just like, oh, God. Oh, dude, I have to. ADHD moment. I have to watch this clip real quick. This looks good. This is awesome. Dude, do you guys remember? The reason I'm saying it's awesome. Do you guys remember what's Temperature? Sean Paul. Dude, that song was like my childhood. That was my fucking childhood right there. I had to check that real quick. I saw that clip floating earlier, and I was like, God damn it, because I lost it. Now I found it. But yeah, Nick Merckx is on a blocking tirade. Right here, Nick Merckx goes after haters. Let's see. So, yeah, someone says trans people existed long before he sadly slid out in the world. This is the most disgusting asinine take ever. Yeah. Nick Merckx, as I said in the intro of the stream, I think only says bad things for clicks and views and shit. He's definitely a click Andy. So this person right here, Despop Dave, tweeted about Nick Merckx being hateful on his personal Twitter, or I should say their, let's see, who is this person? Let's check out this person real quick. Okay. Well, anyway, Despop Dave tweeted about Nick Merckx being hateful on Despop Dave's personal Twitter, and immediately got this DM from him. This is a Nick Merckx. This is a DM from a grown man. Just so you know, a grown FaZe Clan man. This is what we're getting here. NY, double chin, R slur, trifecta, unlucky brother. I like the, hey man. That's awesome. And then I love how we just have a classic, very classy Elon tweet right here. Elon tweeted something. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. This morning I saw a wild Elon tweet. It was like something to do with, he was talking about like putting people's iPhones in a cage. And then I looked up this cage he was talking about. Look at this. Look. If Apple integrates OpenAI at the OS level, then Apple devices will be banned at my companies. That's an unacceptable security violation. And violators will have to check their Apple devices at the door. Will they be stored in a Faraday cage? I'm going to say something right now. I searched Faraday cage. Look at this. What is a Faraday cage? Like, I literally... What is this? I'm going to get off of Amazon before I... Let me make sure I'm not doxing myself. Dummy checking it to make sure I'm not. Cool, I'm in the clear. Woo! Almost ran down that road again. I'm really good at doxing myself on stream. Yeah, so Elon's getting unhinged. Faraday cages enclosure prevents signal from entering and exiting. God, dude, he is such a... He is so weird. Elon is such a strange man. Anyway, let's move on. So while we're on the topic of slurs and, you know, saying bad things on the internet, trigger warning for the, I guess, for the N-word, because this girl is about to say it. And
everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass niggas.
Why? Hello? Hello? Why are we using words like this? What is happening? Does she say it again?
And they don't care. We don't give a fuck about your money. I couldn't care less about your fucking money, okay?
Huh? What is happening here in this timeline? Okay, now look at this. We gotta start knocking people out again. Yep. What is this take? I'm just reading through a take for the first time. Let's see. That's why black people need to stop referring to non-black people as the N-word. This is the main, what? Why are they, what? Because they constantly see and hear themselves referred to as the N-word? No, that's not, why do I not, I feel like I don't agree with this. I feel like, like this take is basically saying that like black people need to stop using that word, right? But that's not going to do anything. That's not going to ever, like, first off, that's not, people aren't just going to cross the board not use it. Like, that's just like vernacular. That's just how people talk, right? Like, that's just casually how that word is thrown around. Not with white people, of course, but the fucking issue here is that white people need to stop saying this word, like, ever. Don't say it. And I see people teetering with it too, where they will go, they'll use it in other ways, and they'll just like use the IGGA part, but like give it another front letter, and it's like, can we not even teeter around this? Can we just not? Is it that hard? How hard is it for white people to simply not say the N-word, right? I feel like it's actually insanely easy to not say it, right? I've walked I'm 28, Bobby 29, and I haven't said it once, you know? It's pretty easy to just simply, you know, not say. So I think if I can make it 29 years and not say it, I think other people can do the same. But what do you know? She responded. This is awesome. This is exactly what we need. White people saying the N-word, defending themselves. This is when it gets even better.
So a recent video of mine seems to have...
Oh, here, wait. Let's, here, hang on. Let's kick up the audio a little bit so we can hear this. Audio. Give me a sec. Volume master. Here we go. All right, and she's gonna defend herself. Let's see what she has to say.
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community.
Members of a certain community. I'm gonna stop her right there. Why did she say it like that? Well, she said it like that because she's racist, right? She couldn't admit to her wrongdoing, so she has to kind of like teeter around it and not cut to what she's actually trying to say.
And all the backlash just really made me, you know, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after...
Huh? Do a soul search? It's not hard. They're doing it on purpose to bring back racism culturally. Yeah, it's so sad. Can we stop? Is it like just like, even if you have a problem that you have like Tourette's or something, and you, for some reason, that's the word that comes out, or whatever the fuck it might be, just replace it with another word. Just use the word apple and not even use it to refer to anyone. Just change your vocabulary around. Do something. Change it. It's a literal one word. Human beings say a billion words a day. Is it that hard to remove one word? Like, is it that hard? And I feel like this is what happens when you go far right. Like, wearing... Of course she's wearing a fucking American flag shirt, too. What does it say here? New York, United States. Wearing the most basic gray t-shirt ever. Probably a hogger, too. God damn it, dude. The conservatives... Can the conservatives just cool out? Like, can we not bring racism? Racism's real, but now they're just trying to be like, now that people are trying to, you know, fight against racism, let me just try to make myself a little bit more back in the direction of racism and make it even more, and try to pull away from the narrative of trying to, you know, work on it, right? It's like, oh my God, it's so upsetting. Ay. And it sucks too, because people that see us that are friends with her and people that are following her are gonna be like, yeah, racism's cool. Hell yeah, brother. It's like, no, it's actually not. Just work on yourself. It's not that hard.
After all that, I still couldn't find a care.
You're gonna call us racist? You're gonna call us potential Timothy McVeighs?
Oh my God, this is in her clip.
Fuck you. War.
No shot she has this. If the First Amendment is intended to protect anything, it's intended to protect offensive speech. If you're not going to offend anyone, you don't need protection. What the fuck is this? Larry Flint? Who the fuck is Larry Flint? Larry Flint. This is some like far right conservative. Ah. Okay. Larry Flint is an American publisher and the president of Flint Productions. LP Maine produces pornographic magazines, which is Hustler pornographic videos and 3 pornographic television. Awesome. This guy's awesome. Hell yeah. That's sarcasm. Good God. Oh God, this is so gross. This is disgusting, man. I feel like this is like really bad. Well, joke's on her. Because, here we go. Look what she got. After all, she got what she deserved. She got fired from her job after the N-word video went viral. And she doubled down. So look at this. We at the Rove of Carolinas want to address a recent incident that has caused concern and upset among our stakeholders. A newly hired employee made inflammatory remarks on social media that do not align with the values and beliefs of our company. We want to make it clear that these sentiments are not representative of our organization, and we do not condone or support such behavior. As soon as we were made aware of the situation, we took immediate action to pull the employee from our assignment, which is not directly with any of our clients, and the employee in question is longer with our community. Our company. We are owned and operated by African-American female and immigrant-owned business. Dude, that's fucking so sick, first off. That is so sick. And handled the situation as quickly as we could. We want to assure you that we are committed to fostering a diverse, inclusive, and respectful work environment where all individuals are valued and respected. Dude? So she's working... This is how dumb... God, dude. Like, did you... Conservatives just don't care. That's the bottom line. Like, these people do not care if they're racist. They do not care about offending people, clearly, because that apology showed that she was like, oh, I don't really care who I offend. And she couldn't even fucking say who she was offending. She couldn't have the chutzpah say she offended black people. She couldn't say it. She said members of a certain community. That is fucked up in and of itself. But we understand the importance of upholding our principles of equality and understanding we continue to strive to create a culture of respect within our organization. We appreciate the support and trust of our community, and we're dedicated to earning back any comments that may have been shaken by this unfortunate event. Thank you for understanding and continued partnership. Watch. She will sell her story to Fox News or Daily Wire. Bingo. Yep. Ben Shapiro, fucking Matt Walsh, maybe, shit, heaven forbid I say Brett Cooper will be talking about this, and Fox News would be like, I was going to do a Tucker voice, but I forgot Tucker's not with Fox News anymore. It's going to be like more right-wingers are going to be like, what? She was right. She has free speech, brother. Hell yeah. They're going to come up with the free speech argument. This employee should be working for her current employer because she is working with African-American females. That'll be the narrative. So therefore, that term is acceptable at work, so she should still have her job. That will be the Fox News narrative. That's the route they're going to take. It's great. They're going to, keep racism getting worse. That's what they're all about. Oh, God, that was a freaking sad story. it just bugs me. It bugs me more than anything when especially in public, or online or anywhere, that I just hear and see white people using that word casually like that, let alone using the word. It's like who did you, like, who made you? What, hello? Like, hello? Where have you been? Have you been living under a rock? Are your eyes open? Are you like a living, breathing human being? Like, hello? It's like, I feel like if you just simply walk the earth one time and simply, I don't know, touch grass just once, you might, I don't know, maybe sign up and work for a company or work for someone that doesn't condone racism, which is pretty much most companies, much like this one right here, who I'm sure she signed something and she was well aware of this, yet was like, yeah, I'll go say the word. And it's getting to be where using that word is like edgy. Like, I think we're seeing Destiny use it now. Like, Destiny even dropped the hard R the other week. We talked about that on stream. Destiny also said it with A. Nonetheless, it's just as bad either way. White people should not be saying it, but Destiny feels comfortable saying it. So now we're getting probably more. I wouldn't be surprised if she's a Destiny head, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me, but that's that story on the racist girl on TikTok. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys were in this stream the other week, but I showed a clip for a brief moment where there was another girl sitting on a patio swinger with her friends, and she just like turned her head a moment and literally blurted the word, and her friends were just like laughing it off, and it was like, huh? Very weird. I hope I don't have to cover stories like this anymore, but it feels that every time I get on Twitter, I have to cover someone saying the goddamn N-word. Like, simply don't say it. It's not that hard. But let's move on to, let's see, where are we at? Oh, I didn't show this earlier. This was a Nick Merckx blocking Capri Sun Poppy. So Nick Merckx is getting more awesome. Let's look at this clip. Let's look at this. Kevin Hart falls asleep and gets punished. Let's see. Dude, this stream was fucking so crazy. I wish I could have watched it too, but the highlights are even better. Look at Kevin Hart is fast asleep right here. Bro's got a bucket. Watch. Oh!
Wake up, Kevin! Wake up!
Dude, Kai is laughing square in his face. Now, keep that in your mind.
Kevin! Wake up!
Look at Kai laughing his ass off. Watch this, watch.
Oh, shit. I saved your house.
That's so funny. They nailed Kevin Hart. Now, watch. I think I have to search this to find it. I think this is the thing I saw. Kai Cenat caught lacking. I think that was the, it said Kai Cenat. There was a thing on Twitter that said Kai Cenat. Here, I'll just search Kai Cenat sleeping. Watch this. Look. Kai Cenat was sleeping, and then watch this. Dude, I love this. This is, look, you got Kevin Hart now. Oh, bro's, look, he's awake. He's awake. Howdy, what's today's drama? We're like 3/4 of the way through stream. Right now I'm going over, I'll kind of give you a little recap. Right now I'm going over, Destiny's behavior change is super disappointing. Yeah, Destiny's like very comfortable using the N-word right now. He's I wouldn't be surprised if he used it again this week or something. He's gotten too, he's like edgy. How you doing, Blender? I actually talked about something with you in the beginning of stream. The stream where we talked about cooking and making that. There's a little life update. If you later on want to go back in the VOD and watch what I talked about, I was like, Blender, I'm gonna do this. So you're welcome to go back in the stream. It was kind of when I was doing the beginning part, talking about what I'm going to talk about. So you can go back, either now or later on and watch that to see the update. But this clip, okay, so at first I thought Kai was sleeping here. But watch, you see Kai peel his eyes open right there. Eyes open. Now watch Kevin Hart. As everyone was like, you don't react that quickly. Look how quickly Kai reacted. He was wide awake.
Don't sleep. You sleep for 5 seconds, you're done. You sleep for 10 seconds, you're done. You sleep for 3 seconds, you're done. You sleep for 4 seconds, you're done. You sleep.
Dude, I'm wondering at what point is this basement, like, he must have the most immaculate condition basement because, or I'm assuming this is his basement. Sure, it's not like it might be an upstairs or a downstairs, whatever it is. I don't know how he hasn't had any like leaks or anything like that because I've seen like his motorcycle go in here. He like crashed his motorcycle in here once, which I think is gas powered. No. And then he also had like, poured like, I feel like I've seen more water than this poured out in his room. There's just been so many like disastrous things. I'm like, I don't know how this room's staying intact. I was in the hospital, I'd be paranoid for pranks, yeah. Kai Snap, I think, is the most subscribed streamer now. Goated. Also, Blender, you came in at a good time. He looks so disappointed. He looks so mad, dude. What do you think was gonna happen right after that when you were like pretending to sleep? Bro set himself up. Oh my god, do you guys remember when I got roasted on YouTube for saying Lil Yachty? Before I knew who this was. Some old heads might remember that. That was a funny moment of mine. But anyway, more drama. So if you never fall asleep first, basic knowledge, you guys, yeah. I'll tell you a funny story. I'll tell you a funny sleepover story. When I was little, can't believe I'm gonna out myself like this, but when I was little, my brother reminds me of this story very frequently. I was like laying there sleeping, and I was the first one to sleep. I'd always fall asleep. And I remember he had some friends over, and one of his friends literally farted right in my face when I was sleeping. And it was so nasty, dude, but I was like, oh. I never forgot about that, dude. That shit was messed up. That's why you do a blender. He said you never fall asleep first. Otherwise, you can get caught lacking. I guess we'll go over this one. Repeat. So Pope Francis repeats homophobic slur. Says keep gay dudes out of seminaries. Pope Francis yet again used a disparaging slur against gay people behind closed Venetian doors, less than a month after apologizing for doing the same thing. So, an out-of-touch guy that can't stop using... What is up with people in slurs and using terms they shouldn't be using? And, you know, calling out communities that are not hurting them and using hurtful terminology. According to the answer, the leading news agency, the Pontiff, reiterated the vulgar term while speaking to Roman priests on Tuesday. Am I gonna be able to be chill? I know. Feels like it's not hard. You should like touch again. This is like just touch grass once and you'll learn. There is an air of FA blank blankness. Oh my god. GGOT. That would be probably why there's those words. Jeez, can people? Christ's sake, dude. That's even like, I feel like that is like almost in the same bounds as like the R word, right? Where it's like, it's just like, can you not use it? As he expressed to be better for young gay men to steer clear. So he's anti-gay. That's awesome. That's great. God, that's sarcasm. No doubts, all bit, and with no repeat apologies, that it'll be interesting to see how the situation is headed moving forward. They don't face repercussions, I feel like, right? They're just like, the repercussions these kind of people get is like, hey, next time you're out there, don't use that word, okay? No, like, for real, like, don't use it. And then they're like, all right, cool. And then they move on, and then they get up on stage again, and they're like, hey, here's the word again. Hello, I'm gonna use it. And it's like, okay. You missed Blender. You actually missed banana drama at the beginning. If you want to go to the beginning of stream after I get off stream here in a little bit, we have one more topic to cover. One that you remember, you were here for the stream when I talked about this one thing, I think. For now, when we asked about Tuesday's meeting, the Vatican's press office referred to a statement that highlights the Pope's reiteration of the importance of welcoming gay people into the church, emphasizing caution regarding their admission to cemeteries. Well, that's what it does. It makes them not want to admit into seminaries, right? And so it's like, it kind of scares people away, all for the right reasons. The Pope's public stance is there's rooms for everyone in the Catholic Church. Yeah, okay, dude. Okay, sure. Media trying to defend him. His public stance. Okay, dude. It's like, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, like, yeah, you know, our boss says the N-word. He casually says it. He actually calls people that work for him the N-word. But his overarching stance is that he's not racist. Like, that's what that reminds me of right here. It's like, what? No, he's definitely racist. But they're like, his stance, you know? That's what this gives right here. Which is just such an odd take. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, that was a short story. I just wanted to cover that real quickly. It might be even a bit of a shorter stream tonight. Next up, we have YouTuber Fake Miscarriage finally responded. Well, like I said earlier, I lost the link to this. If you guys don't remember this story, this was the YouTuber, I believe, let's see. This was the previous video right here. Oh no, wait, where'd it go? YouTuber faked pregnancy. Okay, so this is Caroline Konstnar. If you remember, she faked her pregnancy to promote her Patreon. Everyone talked about it. It was a fucking crazy situation. But this time she thought, maybe I should respond. And I lost the actual clip because it was up and it went unlisted, and then I freaking restarted my computer, so I lost it. I hate envy. They see people are starting to care about the equality of people on the outskirts, and they don't want on their level. Equality was easy before when they were down below. Yeah, exactly. And I've noticed this too with even a couple people that like, even a couple people that I know that are like, you know, they're very like, oh, why does everyone got to be like this? Why does everyone got to be like that? Like, they're opposite of SJ. They're not like fighting for social justice. They're like, they look at social justice and then they go, oh, that's lame. Everyone cares too much about it. And then they feel cool fighting against it. So it's like, no matter what it is that is going to ultimately help people in the long run and help people care about equality and treat people like other human beings, rather they just go, oh yeah, other people are doing this too, or they're fighting against, you know, equality for people and for the basic human rights. They're like, it's actually cool to like keep shitting on and make this worse. Girl should stay quiet because there's no way to defend herself. Yeah, she should stay quiet. And there's, again, it's a weird situation because it's like, first off, she did the #1 crime of faking a pregnancy, which I already talked about the repercussions and I already talked about how bad that is on the other stream, for obvious reasons, right? And I talked about as much as I could being a man. I'll never know what that feels like to see another woman faking a pregnancy as a woman, obviously, because I'm not a woman. But let's see her response here. So I'm going to use this August the Duck video because, like I said, I lost the clip. But we're going to go through this and then maybe try to skirt around August the Duck's commentary if all possible.
I am not ashamed of what I did. I had my reasons for doing what I did, even if the audience can't understand that. And
excuse me? I Had my reasons. Okay, so she's defending herself.
I stand by the opinion that art is art.
Well, guys, we're back.
That art is art? No. What? Let's see.
Imagine this little stunt was not exactly received very well. People were not super duper happy. And Caroline's defense during all of this was that she's making these videos as part of a social experiment to show her audience and show the general public how bad parasocial relationships have gotten and how...
That's the price of scamming people. You'd think it'd be worth it once you get paid. Then the money dries up and all you're left with the people you lied to. Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Because the people you lied to, you're going to actually be... Now your audience will be the craziest of crazy people. So you're going to be able to probably justify it too. They're like, hell yeah, girl, get your money, fake pregnancy, hell yeah, you know? Although most of our audience, when we looked at the comments in that last stream, was against her. But there's still going to be the crazy ones that were like sick. Sneezing. Oh my god, I almost unplugged my computer. Oh my god, I've never sneezed on stream before, have I? Oh yeah, allergies are getting to me.
Weird they can be. Now, if you haven't seen the original video that this woman made, you're missing out on a lot of context here. I would recommend you go give it a watch. So for your...
What if she was never pregnant?
Post-backlash video? No way. If it was real social media, she wouldn't have taken the money? Yeah.
Hello to the great people at Patreon. You may be wondering
Ain't no fucking way she made this a Patreon. There's no shot, dude.
Feel about all the backlash which I have received regarding my video. I feel bad because I'm being socially rejected for being insensitive, which is just me being
I'm being socially rejected for being insensitive for the right reasons. What is she gonna say to that?
narcissistic.
You're just in a high and back video.
I didn't realize that you were a demented sociopath. Well, I'm sorry that you got the news this way.
When I actually get pregnant and I actually have a miscarriage, or I find out that I can't get pregnant.
Wait, what? Is that... Whose foot is that? Am I losing my mind, or is that her foot? There's no way that's her foot. Whose foot is that? Who's she talking to? A friend?
At all. Then you guys can laugh.
Actually, I think I'll laugh now, if that's okay with you, Caroline. This video is a pretty funny one given the context. Now, I'm assuming this video was originally intended for patrons only or something, but this is on her YouTube channel.
Whoa, almost like actions have consequences. Crazy. Wild. Who would have ever thought?
Somebody sent me a link to it. It's just unlisted, so I don't know. Maybe the Patreon's not performing as expected. It's a pretty goofy move to hide your response or your apology, whatever you want to call this, behind a paywall, so only the people who support you the most can see it. Can you say echo chamber?
When I was first receiving the backlash, it was very upsetting because there was this pressure to respond to it. Where I'm like, oh my god, people are so mad at me. People are mad at me. They need an apology because that's what you do when you're a YouTuber. When you've upset people is you apologize.
Oh, Caroline, talk about being chronically online.
Except I feel like that's a hard apology to come back from, right? Like, there's not really a coming back. Like, the damage has been done no matter what. It's one of those things that, I'll put it to you like this. There's certain things you can and can't apologize for, regardless or not if you make an apology video. There are certain things that stick with people that no matter how much time passes, you're gonna remember, and even if it's not you remembering something, there's certain things that are hurtful to people for extended amounts of time, and they will never come back to you because you've actually hurt them. And what she did was very hurtful. Faking a pregnancy is very hurtful for obvious reasons that if you're watching this and you're going, what are those obvious reasons? Then you might need to do a little check on yourself because, yeah, pregnancy is a very serious thing.
And no, that's just actually what you generally do anytime. If you upset a person or hurt their feelings or do something you shouldn't have done, generally you apologize regardless of the situation.
Technically valid because people that
regardless of the situation. My god, imagine having a brain where you think that apologizing is only something that YouTubers do.
And clearly a lot of people are upset for reasons that are completely valid. Then there are people that are upset for reasons that aren't not technically valid because they misunderstood the point of the video or the joke, whatever it may be. There's a lot of shit going on right now and I need to account for it and I have to take responsibility for my actions. And in the end, I was just like, man, fuck it, who cares? The only reason why I would apologize for this video is to explain myself, because people totally misinterpreted.
Oh, okay, guys, we were wrong. Sorry, Caroline, we were wrong. We misinterpreted it. So her faking the pregnancy was actually supposed to be what she's about to say. Oh, I was so dumb. God, how could I be so dumb? Ugh.
What I did.
Caroline, I think somehow maybe you misinterpreted. You also admitted I don't think people
The only reason why I would explain.
said about all of that. I don't think people are misinterpreting anything.
And now I am the YouTuber that did something horrible. The only reason why I would explain myself on that channel is because my ego was hurt. The only reason why I would be like, actually, no, it's not bad and it's funny and you just don't understand it, is because I felt hurt. And
She's super egotistical.
honestly, at the end of the day, yes, I feel hurt.
Order to promote her Patreon.
But did I just click out of it by accident?
Extremely uncomfortable. But at the same time, how the hell are you gonna get cyberbullied when you can?
Parasocial relationships. People are is probably not. You would, Caroline.
Because people totally misinterpreted what I did.
Caroline.
The reason why I would be like, actually, no, I am the YouTuber that did something horrible. The only reason why I would explain myself on that channel is because my ego was hurt. The only reason why I would be like, actually, no, it's not bad and it's funny and you just don't understand it, is because I felt hurt. And honestly, at the end of the day, yes, I feel hurt when people are getting upset with me. Having that.
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, the world has Carte Blanche scam her for everything she owns. Birds of a feather end up with shitty people forever. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Look at this. Listen to what she just said there. This is like the whole thing of like trying to make your audience feel bad for you, sort of thing.
Hurt. And honestly, at the end of the day, yes, I feel hurt when people are getting upset with me. Having that at a mass scale can be extremely uncomfortable. It is.
Why do you feel hurt, though? You should be like, oh, wow, I fucked up, and not feel hurt. You should be like, I fucked up. I did something horribly wrong. Let me take responsibility for my actions. And who knows, you know, maybe it's like there's just no good way to come back from this, you know?
Extremely uncomfortable. But at the same time, how the hell are you going to get cyberbullied when you can just turn off your damn computer? And the minute I turn off my damn computer, I'm fine.
Then why are you making this video?
Bro, she's hurt. She hurt so many people. Losing babies is traumatic. Yeah, it's like a permanent, like, there's a lot of women that live with permanent life trauma over this. That was something I talked about in the stream where we watched this video.
I mean, seriously, what's the point of it if you don't care? You clearly do. Caroline seems like a pretty big bullshitter. That's my first impression of her. It seems like every—
Also, okay, I'm going to say something here. This might be a bit of a controversial take, but when I've streamed before and brought up August the Duck's videos, I don't think either of you two, but a couple people have told me that this guy doesn't have, like, the greatest takes. So the fact that, like, August the Duck has, like, good takes on this matter so far, I think says a lot about this.
Everything is a facade. She does not seem very honest.
The implications of a person being able to put on a song and dance on social media and have it be really emotionally provocative to the extent that an audience would empathize with the character that they see on the screen. And
oh, that's right. She was like trying to play the, like, be like, oh yeah, I'm just a little character or whatever, and not, God. I think what she's missing is the fact that, and also Red Pill Chuds are going to use her as an example for hating women. Yeah, exactly. They're gonna definitely weaponize her and be like, see, look, this is why women are bad. Women lie. All women do is eat hot chip and lie. See, look. She lied, like, that's what's gonna happen, and it sucks too, because that once you fall down that pipeline, and you have, and I have to say this too. Here's what sucks is that, like, they're actually, I think, what ultimately happens. Here's what happens. So, on this channel, I talk a lot about, like, there's videos of me talking about Fresh and Fit and how they're misogynistic. And there's videos of me talking about, like, Sneeko. There's videos of me talking about other weird pedophiles like Andrew Tate, like, that are defending. When he first started up, I unsubbed a couple of years. Many bad takes. Yeah, yep. I subbed it first, too, and then I unsubbed. Same. But what sucks is, like, okay, so here it is. Here I talk about, like, debunking misogyny and everything like that on this channel, right? But, on the same coin of it, what sucks is that while I do talk about that, a lot of the commentary back I get in the comments oftentimes is things like people will watch it and be like, oh, but dude, like, women actually, like, can fuck up too. And I'm like, I know, but the way that I present the commentary is almost as if no women in any circumstance, in any point in their life will make any mistakes, is how it comes off to people. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys. And so with that, there's going to be, I want to make it clear that, like, yes, there's still, being a woman doesn't void you of any mistakes, right? But it's women are the ones that get shit on more frequently online. And like you guys are saying in the chat, red pill, weird dudes then use them to weaponize them and be like, see, look, I told you all women are bad. And they use this one example of this girl to be like, all women are bad. And then it falls down that pipeline. And it's just simply not true. I mean, right off the top of my dome, I mean, when I think of, like, women creators that I actively do not like Brett Cooper's a good example of that, right? Where it's just, like, the worst freaking takes ever. And, you know, I don't like Brett Cooper, but am I being like, oh, look, Brett Cooper's bad, so all women are bad? Like, no. And that's my whole overarching point right there, right? So it's like no one's clear of, like, making mistakes. No matter whatever your gender is, it doesn't void you of mistakes. But nonetheless, I hope that makes sense, because I want people to, like, still get that, but understand that because everyone can't make mistakes doesn't mean you can, like, weaponize somebody and, like, pin them to their gender and be like, this gender's bad. Ah, this is so bad. There's actually a TikTok here, little ADHD moment. There's actually a TikTok that I will pull up that kind of says this in better terms than I can even say here. Let me pull it up. Let me see. Am I liked?
One of the best decisions that I have made within the past 6 months alone.
Was it this? Here, wait. I'll pull it up.
If you're someone that has a hard time believing it.
No, wait. Was it this video? Hold up. Oh, here it is.
I'm pretty much convinced at this point that people who are always talking about how confident they are actually the most insecure ones of them all. I don't know if anyone else has
It's hating a person because of an intermediate group they're born into and discriminating it as a monolith. Yeah, there you go. There's more intelligent terms. There you go. Yep. So this girl made this video. She's just a random TikToker that I thought had some good takes on stuff. But this kind of is in the same realm of what I'm talking about here. So I'm gonna just play this clip.
Has noticed, but there's this really weird confidence movement thing going on where it seems like a lot of women are like, take men off the pedestal, decenter men, you need to detach, I'm the prize. And not to say any of that. So about a week ago,
why does I cannot watch TikToks on stream without this happening?
I'm pretty much convinced at this point that people who are off the pedestal, decenter men, you need to detach, I'm the prize. And not to say any of that is wrong, but I feel like when you are operating from that place, it almost seems like you're not allowing yourself to feel your emotions, specifically emotions of rejection when it comes to, for example, a man hurting you. So many women are like, it doesn't bother me that he ghosted me, or I don't care that he is entertaining other women. I just find it so hard to believe that. You don't have an ounce.
And the reason why I bring this up is the reason I say it's kind of in the realm of what I was talking about, because especially when I go on like Twitter, or I log into social media, there's always like these like men and women debates all the time. It's like the ever so moving debate online that doesn't stop. And oftentimes it comes up where you see a post from a woman being like, oh, you know, all men suck and this and that, or like being like, we don't need men in our lives, like, slay girl, you don't need men. And it's like, to some women, sure, they might be able to go and live their life without a guy and be a independent woman. That's great too, right? But that in of itself also makes these red pill guys feel like super inferior, and it kind of falls in the tracks of what we're talking about. And it's not by no means is it really a cool like bad thing. I just want to play this and have her talk, because she knows she's got a point here.
Of care that someone just did you wrong that you most likely really liked. And if you are really not that bothered by it, there's two things going on here probably. The first is you probably didn't like this man much to begin with at all. Or two, you might just be a superhuman that does not get upset when people wrong you. See, I think what makes someone confident is vulnerability and the ability to feel all of your emotions. It's not normal to always be feeling happy and confident and like your best self. We were given emotions like anger, sadness, frustration, guilt to feel them. And it's been really interesting to unlearn all of this programming that these are bad emotions. They're not bad. What makes it bad is if you identify yourself with it. But when you're feeling a certain type of way, specifically when other human beings do something that hurts you, it's okay to sit in those feelings of hurt and not come up with all of these excuses as to why you shouldn't feel that way. Because in my opinion, it's like, if you really have to be out here telling everyone how confident you are and how much you don't care.
And okay, here, I'll go back to the pregnancy, the faking pregnancy YouTuber in a sec, but hopefully what she's saying is making sense.
That just shows me that you kind of do care. And maybe you're trying to put off this persona that is really not you at all. Like, nothing makes me connect to another woman more when I see her struggling with the same things that I'm struggling with. And women that are willing to sit in that discomfort from those emotions and not trying to tell themselves a story just so they can get over it faster. That to me is what makes someone confident. Someone that does care.
Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to play that clip, that's all. But let's go back to this. Caroline Konstnar.
Believe that it's real because there is this expectation that what you're watching on social media is real, and that if that person, this character that's sharing their false reality, has a call to action and asks you in the audience to do something about it, that you do something. That to me is fucking wild. That to me is why being a YouTuber has been so bizarre, because to me, YouTube looks like a big propaganda machine. Your phone, your social media is regulating your mood. For a lot of people, it regulates your mood. And beyond that, it shapes your perception of reality. It tells you what is socially appropriate, what is not social.
Oh my God, she's blaming people. She's taking the idea that social media can create you into a whole nother person, and that you should be able to like be that person for social media, but not, even if you're someone else online, that social media is fake and that you're this other person online. So people are silly for believing this. This is the road she's taking.
Socially appropriate. It triggers you and then it consoles you. It tells you what's going on in the world, even if it's not true. It is a little magical box with all of this power to curate and manage how you exist.
She keeps saying more deranged things. Yeah, she does. And here's another thing to this. So there has been actual documentaries that have came out on about social media and how social media like changes people's mind. It shifts their political beliefs. It shifts, you know, their relationships with one another. It shifts, you know, there's documentaries on documentaries about this that professionally talk about it, but like, hey girl, this is not one of them. This is not what you do on social media. It's not a good look
in society. And I think it's really cool. I think from that perspective, you know, the phone, as much as that kind of sounds a little frightening, the phone is a really cool thing. Social media is a really cool thing. It's like one of the best tools of governance that's ever been invented.
Okay, so I just wanted to let that little...
The biggest tools of governance. Let's wait for August the Duck to stop talking. Okay, here, is she talking now?
Has nothing to do with...
Because now we can govern...
grifting, if you will.
Without them knowing...
We found here.
Because now we can govern people without them knowing at all. Without them knowing how. We can govern people's fundamental perception of reality and themselves without them knowing at all. And that is beautiful.
Isn't that called manipulation? She's like, yes, we can manipulate people. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, manipulation. Yeah, cool.
That is so fucking interesting and so cool and so evil.
Again, Caroline, this is not new. Anytime in the past...
Oh, God.
If they get off their is this, and I...
is. You're still just describing somebody getting lied to.
And I find it crazy that not a lot of people realize this or appreciate that idea to the extent that they get off their fucking telephones. You know, this video, as much as it was emotionally for me about trying to feel in control of the audience and their perception of me and how they felt in the moment when they were watching me, this was also just a commentary on this new wave of propaganda.
Caroline,
This new wave of propaganda? There's no way she just said that. This new wave of... She's acting as if propaganda hasn't existed before, and there's a new wave of propaganda. There, I think on TikTok, there's like a thing where, you know, people act as NPCs, and they act as this, act as that, right? And I think that more than likely is what she's talking about when she says the new wave of propaganda. But it's like, no. You don't use it at the cost of hurting other women and, you know, hurting people that are, you know, pregnant, going through pregnancies, etc. You don't use it to steal their money. You don't use it to be a bad person. Like, you can do shit and be silly about it without it hurting people and not stealing their money.
For a moment that you are, that makes more sense than the bullshit you're spewing now. You should have stuck to your original story.
Illustrating this new wave of propaganda. It totally makes sense why people would think that this was a sincere attempt at making money. But I don't think that they consider that a sincere attempt at making money would be for me to continue to fake the pregnancy and continue to just like have a baby, just to take videos with a baby and tell people that I was pregnant and that I needed money on Patreon or like GoFundMe or whatever the fuck it was to like take care of baby expenses. That's a sincere and malicious way to get money from my audience.
You know what, Caroline? You are absolutely correct. Unfortunately for you, however, what you did do is also a sincere, malicious attempt to try and get money from your...
Yeah, she acts like what she did was not a malicious attempt because she didn't take it to the full extent. Sounds like that was plan A. Yeah, it kind of does. That's funny. It's funny the way you put that. It's true. It does. It sounds like she had a plan A to have a baby. Like someone else's baby in her hand. She's like, I'm going to do this other way, and it's not going to be malicious. So that when I apologize, I can be like, look, guys, I wasn't malicious. I promise.
Your audience. Just because you can give an example of something that would be worse than what you did does not change the fact.
Video is the action and This call to action in that second video is intentionally tasteless and transparent, because I just want to illustrate the insanity of all of this. That the first video can feel so real, so compelling, so emotionally manipulative, and then the call to action at the end of the day is just heartless and shameless and for somebody else's bottom line. I love it.
Caroline, I would love to have a chat with you because I just want to ask you.
Is she okay? I don't know if she's okay. I'm like actually concerned. I hope she's okay. That's insane. Like, I don't think any any right-minded person is gonna look at this and be like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
I guess.
And as much as I would love to explain that to everybody, it wouldn't matter. People that don't understand it won't understand it. People that understand it but
there's no understanding to be. It almost feels like she's talking in circles now, using every way she can manipulate this possible. She's like, the people who do understand it will get it, but the people who don't won't. It's like there's no getting this in the way that you're trying to manipulate us into thinking about it. The only way to think about it is that this is wrong. This is hurtful. You stole people's money. You used a very serious issue at the behest of literally your own freaking audience.
Upset are going to stay upset. People that do commentary videos, that made commentary videos about this, they don't care about the truth. They need...
Okay, dude. They don't care about the truth? Who does that sound like? Sounds like I'm watching Fox News right now.
They just need something for their channel that week. This shit ended up on CBS, which is absolutely batshit crazy to me. The reality doesn't matter. The truth does not matter. The intention does not matter. It's about...
Fox News is gonna love this, dude.
What was interpreted, it's about what people perceive.
Oh, how surprising. A lame fucking cop-out. Of course you can explain yourself as this in news. But to say that your channel that week, I'm here a month in talking about a video. This self, Caroline. It's okay to say that.
I, as much as I would love to control what people think,
irrelevant. Even if that's true, commentary channels help bring light to your channel. Oh, to your crime. Yeah, exactly.
I can't. Yeah, I did something that was insensitive, and I did something that was intentionally provocative. So, like, I was asking for it. But still, the process of having...
Your intentions don't matter, child, when juxtaposed to actual harm. Exactly. And that's the thing. I feel like she's trying so desperately hard to be like, these are my real intentions. I swear. Just like, listen to me, please. Someone get me. Like, I'm just trying to tell you what my intentions are. But if you don't get it, you will never get it. But my intentions are pure, I swear. Just listen to me. I'm only just talking circles now that I said to listen to me. Let me just keep talking in circles and tell you why you should be manipulated into believing me.
You know, thousands of people be like, "Fuck you," and you're
Here she goes
evil.
again.
It hurts, and I felt super bad, and I journaled a lot about it. Sorry, I just got out of the shower. I journaled a lot about it, and I was like, what does this really mean? Why did I do this? Why am I an asshole? What's wrong with me? And I felt so bad, and I was like, oh my god, I need to apologize to everyone that got really upset and were traumatized by the video, because it wasn't their fault for once, as much as I...
Why is this her thing? Not to, like, point this out, but, like, she's like, I was journaling. And then, wasn't she the one just saying to, like, get off your phone? And she's going like this. Isn't that, like, the symbol for texting?
I think that they're responsible for the content that they consume. I'm ultimately the one that hurt them, and I should apologize for that. And then I was like...
Maybe that's how she writes in her journal. She's writing in her journal like this.
What?
My god, who the fuck is the audience for this woman? Talk about insufferable to a business. It's awesome. You
mean that having some...
would get along greatly.
I don't care.
So did she realize what she did was messed up and should apologize, but thought, nah, I'm gonna double down? I know, that's what's so weird here. I was just starting to think about that. Because she is lying, she wasn't journaling. She was texting her echo chamber. Yeah, I think that's what she did. She just thought, nah, I'll double down. And then, not only is she doubling down, I don't know if you might have been here for this, but she literally, this is in her Patreon. So it's almost like people had to, like the subscribers that were remainder had to be there to see this.
And who knows, in the future, maybe it will occur to me that having some kind of explanation or having some kind of apology is worthwhile, is valuable. But for now, I'm like, I am not ashamed of what I did.
Okay. I wonder how old she is, too. I feel like she could hit a certain age and come back to this. And maybe, because here's my thing. Like I said, I do believe in people, whether it takes them 5 years, whether it takes them 10 years, whatever it takes them, that people can get better, people can improve and learn about their past behaviors, etc. So maybe if I'm being the slightest charitable, she can come back to this a handful of years later and realize. But right now, it's clear as day evident that she does not realize at all.
I had my reasons for doing what I did, even if the audience can't understand that. And I stand by the opinion that art is art. And to moralize art is...
Oh yeah, art is art. That's a great take. That reminds me of one time when I was in high school, I had this class that I remember I would stay a little bit later to learn a little bit more about. And in the last like 5 minutes, or it was like 8th period. That's what it was. It was 8th period. And I did one of their like stay after school things where you like you get to learn more about the class or whatever. And I remember this teacher in that period was like, he looked at us one time during there and he was like, guys, bread is bread. Excuse me? Bread is bread. And then I thought it was weird. And then I was at lunch the next day with one of my good friends. And at lunch he tells me, oh yeah, I had this teacher who, in our class, he was telling us, bread is bread. And I was like, okay, this guy's just flat out dumb. And it made me not want to stay after school anymore for this class, so I didn't. I literally lasted one session of him saying that. And I was like, nope, not staying, because this man said bread is bread. Let's replay that, shall we?
Even if the audience can't understand that. And I stand by the opinion that art is art. And to moralize art is... I get it. I get the inclination to moralize anything, but...
Hey, Caroline, I'm gonna need you to stop talking. Like...
Sure, in 33, I have so many regrets that I justified the same way. I know the mindset she's in right now, what I've learned. It's that people do change, but that doesn't get you another shot. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, it's you gotta learn, and sometimes when you do learn those things, you realize that, like, hey, there might not be another shot at this because of what you've done or what you've said or how your actions impacted somebody, right? And there's not really like a going back, right? Like, it's just, you aren't entitled to a second chance. Exactly. That's the best way to put it. And like, to put this in, like, I'm trying to think of a good example of this where it's like, if you've grown up in, like, there's two ways of this, right? It's like, if you're someone like Destiny who's still using slurs, and maybe you were friends with Destiny beforehand, and now you're seeing Destiny using slurs, and you remembered him using slurs before, it's like, well, you're probably not going to want to hang around him anymore. But it's like, I'm not going to look at him and be like, oh, yeah, he's going to get better from those slurs. Like, let's give him another chance. Like, no, he's kind of just shown us that, like, he's just okay with using slurs. So it's like, even then, in that situation I just described, there shouldn't even be a look at, like, there's not, like, exactly what Chris is saying. You're never entitled to a second chance. It's all up to whoever the person may be that is going to give you that chance. And in certain cases, you get very lucky to have that second chance, and that is what entitled to being having second chances. But more often than not, if you're doing something like this, you know, you're not entitled to that, to getting that second, like, you know what, we'll forgive you.
Social media to tell you what's right and wrong. Yeah, I think you might want to take that message to heart. Hurt a person just to
is useless.
Understand it. Yeah, that's basically what this video is telling Caroline's audience.
Is useless. You just be motherfucking curious. And also, I just think that, like, canceling is silly. I know that, you know, in the near future, if I ever appear again in public or in a very public forum on the internet, people are gonna be like, is this the girl that faked her pregnancy? This is absolutely despicable. She's fucking disgusting, or whatever it may be. Yeah, that's gonna happen, but I'm like,
it just seems like she's so unaware of the outside actions that have happened from this, and the outside things that have, like, gone on that extend beyond her video. She's only thinking of it in, like, the most, like, redactive terms of, like, her video and the things that she said and how she wants it to be narrated and how she wants this to be looked at, and, like, it all comes back to her. She's like a narcissist. It just comes right back to her. She's not thinking, like not once in this has she said, oh man, I might have, you know, stolen people's money, or I might have, you know, hurt women who deal with this, who have permanent trauma from this, right? She's not even talking about that at all.
Ridiculous. Get over it. Anti-fragility.
You know what? Now that she said get over it, I'm over it. Yeah, guys, you know what? I think we should all be over it. Let's get over this one together. Did you hear her? She said get over it. Easy. She's talking about social interactions and shit, but it seems like she has no idea about how the internet works, that she can use to dig a deeper hole. Yeah, she just is like, she's just going straight down the hole. It's like, yeah, it's like, it bugs me that she's like, first off, you're a woman. Are you not, like, aware of anything involving pregnancy at all? Do you not know what goes on of anything? Have you, like, taken sex ed courses? Like, hello? What's happening?
That's what I think is really important, and why I think cancel culture is counterproductive.
Hey, Caroline, you should know that you are
she's like trying to evade cancel culture. She's like, I know I'm canceled, but just, it's stupid. So just try to forget that it exists so that I can, you know, be exempt of it. Let's see.
About why they were triggered, they just triggered.
Smart or contrarian.
God,
you contradict yourself every other sentence.
Here we go.
If someone is triggered, they're not just triggered and then they go back to normal. Once they're triggered, they think about why they were triggered. They learn to process their feelings, and they grow as a person as a result of being triggered. That's anti-fragility, and that shit does not exist on the internet. The culture has devolved into something that is absolutely ridiculous, where some people are horrifically insensitive and just numb and absurd and ridiculous.
Wait, I want to play.
And then there are people that are just terribly reactive and sensitive and projecting a lot of their history onto media.
Okay, hang on. There's a couple things at play here, and this is kind of what I've already talked about in a way, but also not, where what she's trying to say here is, like, there's people on the internet and they won't ever forgive you or let go of the fact that you did something or whatever, but what she's not addressing is, like, the severity of the situation, right? Like, there's creators that I'm sure, Chris and Blender, I'm sure both you could even name right now, that you might even watch right now, that once did something that was, like, bad, right? But then they actually realized what their actions were, apologized, and were able to come back and continue on with what they were doing, because what they did might have been, you know, kind of bad in the moment, but it, over time, once this person acknowledged their behaviors, you know, maybe seek therapy or whatever it might have been that helped them get through it, then they were able to return to creating content, and people eventually were like, okay, this person clearly learned, and they went with them, right? But there's people that don't freaking learn. I don't need to give examples and names because I've already done that. But when the people don't learn, and people are going to be remembered for this really horrible thing, there is, like Chris stated earlier, you're never entitled to a second chance. This is about as clear as it's going to get right there.
That has nothing to do with what they're talking about.
Ah, yes. What an objective viewpoint that's...
But, alas, she is white, so she probably thinks she deserves a second chance. There is that at play, very much so. She's like, look, I'm white, so give me a second chance, please.
It's just people being reactive and too sensitive. You're a real generational thinker here, Caroline.
And this kind of insanity that I am witnessing on the internet, I find it extremely interesting. I find it personally troubling. And as an artist, I just want to poke around, see what happens. You know, people are upset. And that's fair. I think people have the right to be upset. But I don't think I have any responsibility to respond to it. And if there are consequences for my actions, so be it. But yeah, anyways.
So be it. How is this is like a reverse apology. This is her defending herself. This is a horrible video.
Caroline, I'm gonna be honest here. You should have gone with your gut. You rig all this video and be held responsible for all of us, leaving them into thinking you an educated, culturalist.
Bam. Wait, let's see what Chris said. Yeah, no one like this. She ends up in the obscurity. She realizes she'll be knowing as the pregnancy scam girl. No one will acknowledge you as an artist. That's the consequence she doesn't see. I think she's hoping that people are like, oh, look at this. She's an artist. She's just doing art. She's doing silly, goofy things. Now, the other side of this is that I'm a grown adult talking about this, right? There might be 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds and whatever with mommy's credit card that are paying for a Patreon that aren't actually, like, aware enough. Some, not all, but some that are not aware enough to understand the situation at all. So they're just like, oh, look at silly, quirky girl I watch, or dudes that watch her, you know, whoever it might be that watches her. And she tries to take the road of like, oh, people are too sensitive, because like that's like a right wing. That's like sometimes like a right wing or a very like contradictory thing that people do, where they're like, oh, these people are too sensitive, and it's like, I'm a sensitive motherfucker. Me myself, I'm sensitive, but what she's like, there's even things where it's like, I even look at stuff too, and I think, oh man, you know, these people online are like, you know, they're pushing it a little bit too much. You know, it doesn't have to be that far. One thing that I already got in trouble for on this channel is a couple of people got mad at me for, which I now realize like their sensitivities around and their concerns around the matter was, remember that Danny Gonzalez thing where he had the Starbucks cup? I think I made a comment where I was like, oh, it's just a cup or whatever. But I originally wrote that off as like, oh, people are being way too, like, you know, sensitive about that cup. But then, you know, as I read more into it and realized, like, you know, it's a little thing. There's a lot more repercussions as it comes into it. But when I was looking at the overarching thing of the situation, of why the Starbucks cup was bad and how they were one of the companies that was profiting off the genocide, and I looked deeper into it, then I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. But, and it wasn't the reason why I got in trouble, is because he wasn't like being like, Starbucks cup, look at that. It was just it was literally sitting like right here in his frame, like right in the corner, and you could just barely see the logo of it. And it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, that teeters into people's sensitivities, right? So it's not for me to look at that, someone, you know, for that to be sensitive to someone, and me to look at that and go, no, don't be sensitive about it. It's like, well, yeah, you know, you gotta be cautious people's sensitivities like that, and that was something I felt bad for, so I took that stream down. But obviously, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, where my beliefs stand on the Israel-Palestine conflict, right? You know, I stand with the Palestinians and the emancipation of Palestinians, but, you know, even as I've said that on stream time and time again and showed that clip and had that same memo, there were people who looked at that, my beliefs, and looked at how I made a comment on that cup, and then there were people that thought that I thought otherwise. And it was just, it became like a thing, and it wasn't even anybody that participates in this stream that thought that. It was more so some comments I saw the next morning when I woke up from some other people, and I was kind of like, and like I said, I'm a sensitive person. Back to what I just said, I'm a sensitive person. So it kind of struck me where I was like, oh. I was like, these people know where I stand, right? But I was like, how can people know where I stand? The overarching question I had was, how can people know where I stand and yet get mad at me for this very thing? So that's where I kind of am like, but does that make sense? I know that was a lot said. I tried to articulate that the best that I could. Let's turn the music down a little bit. But who's in the stream still? Who do we got? Say hello if you're still in the stream. We got Chris and Blender still in here. Yeah, I had that happen to me as well. Like, all in for Ukraine, but okay, you guys are still in here. But a friend got mad at me for listening to a band that's from Russia. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Where it's like, that's where I don't know. I really don't know what to say on it, because it's one of those, it's kind of like obviously you're not supporting Russia, right? So it's like, you're not going to listen to that band and then you're going to go, you know what, this band's cool, I fucking support the hell out of Russia. Hell yeah, brother. It's like, no. Like, I don't want to give this example. That's too much personal information. Like, let's just, like, it's like this. Like, here, this is not a whatchamacallit cup, right? This is just like a knockoff of it, right? But if it were one of those cups, and let's say this cup's company did something where their previous owner, like, was whatever. Let's just say their previous owner was, like, Russian or something, right? But I was drinking out of this. And then someone's like, oh, man, it's like, you can't really tell someone. You also can't make up in your own head what someone believes simply because of, like, an object. If you know where the person stands and you know where their beliefs are, it might be okay to remind them and be like, hey, you know, just wanted to let you know that, like, that cup you're drinking out of, you know, they're very, like, supportive of Russia's actions, right? And you'd be like, oh, I didn't know that. And you might, you know, maybe not have it on stream anymore. Maybe not drink it around your friends. Do little things. Wow, you segued right into exactly identical to what I was saying. I think making adjustment for people's sensitivities when the original comes from being physically or financially hurt, like a pregnancy scam. Yeah, exactly. Boom. Literally, you took words straight out of my mouth. That's what I was going to say. It's like making little actions. Like, maybe not have it on stream. Maybe not drink it around your friends. Maybe keep it a little more discreet. Whatever it might be, so that you can be more sensitive to those around you, right? Like, there's little things you can do to adjust to people's sensitivities. I cannot believe you said that. That was crazy. I mean, it was literally a perfect segue, identical to what I was saying. That was wild. Damn, we're really in the same boat here. Yeah, like that pregnancy scam. It's just, I don't know what. One of these days too. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up stream here, but I'm gonna tell you guys a couple things. Number one, thank you very much for both you guys hanging out here. It means a lot to me. I know my streaming schedule has been freaking insane. I've been out touching grass lately. But I think I'm going to come back and not touch grass again for a little bit. So hopefully more streams. I definitely canceled plans I had on Friday, which is not great, which means I'm probably going to stream again Friday night. And there's also there's big updates to come. Those updates of which you will suddenly see, I promise. So stay tuned for that. I'm not going to give any further details. Beginning a stream might make more sense. Another thing is that one of my goals here is to do longer streams, or have it where I have like a day off and stream for like 4 hours or 6 hours. I think YouTube was like a 3 hour or 4 hour stream limit. Then you have to start a new stream or something like that. Or maybe it's 8 hours. I don't know what it is. But either way, I want to do like a longer stream one of these days. Maybe do like a news drama segment, do like a IRL segment, do like a skate segment. I don't know, something where it's just like a whole bunch of different things are happening. Cooking something or whatever. Oh, I should show you what I made. Let's see. It's on my, look at what I made today. I'm very excited about this. It was so good. It was like marinated chicken with broccoli. Will it show? Let's see. Bam. Hyped. It was a good meal. So I don't know. That's kind of something I'm thinking about as I go further down these streams. Make it entertaining, make it fun for people. Yeah, it was really good. It was in I forget, it was in a salad dressing marinade. So there's that. Another thing I want to do is figure out a way to do a collaboration stream with somebody. I have someone in mind. I have to see if he's down. I will actually be seeing this person in real life, someone that I think both you guys know. I will be seeing this person, someone I've talked about on this stream before, actually. I am going to be hanging out with this person in about a week from now. So we'll see. I'm going to talk to him then, see if he's down. If he is, then him and I will do a live stream. I would really like to do a live stream with Dev Lemons, Gabby Bell, or at least get them on in a segment. I've met both of them in real life before, so I know that it's possible. It's a matter of like hitting them up and stuff like that. So that would be really fun. Or even have them in a video. I've been in like a live streaming kick lately, but maybe I'll do like a fun video segment. So that would be sick. Another person that it'd be really cool if I could ever do like a stream or do a video with Danny. I literally haven't talked to him in a long time, but it would be cool if he was down. So little things to work on. I've talked about this time and time again. I just keep putting it off. But now I'm in a position where I'm like, all right, I want to freaking get going on this. So we'll see. There's just little things floating around in my head as far as what's happening with this channel and what I'm kind of thinking about in the back end. So if there's any, also, last thing before I let you guys go, if you have any video ideas, at any point, go to my community tab, go to any of the posts, and leave a comment and say, hey, this would be a good video. Hey, I want you to talk about this. My goal is to also make videos that aren't necessarily like algorithm friendly. I made that one the other week, but I already took it down because somehow YouTube only let 16 people see it, and then it stopped. So I was like, all the 16 people that need to see it saw it, and now it's done. So I took it down. I was kind of like, that was weird. It just hit 16 views and stopped. And it felt really weird. But make more videos kind of like where I'm just like talking, shooting the shit. So yeah, that's what I want to do. That is it. You're happy with their content? Thank you. Too based. Thank you. Yeah, I just get like, I don't trip over it so much. I'm like, I'm a business guy after all. I run my own business. I shoot videos for people. And so as someone that does that, part of my job is like thinking, how can I make better videos for people? What else can I do to make myself better? So like I view YouTube no different as like a business where I'm like, what can I do to make things like slowly get better, right? And I don't ever want to do it at first, like especially when it's like a smaller channel like this, where I'm like, oh, maybe memberships will make it better. Like I don't want to do anything like that at first. I want to do stuff where it's like little things, where it's like enjoyment factors for you guys. So it's like the enjoyment is just getting better and better and better. Even tonight I experimented with like music running in the back, right? So just trying like little small things at a time. See what hits and what doesn't, you know? Maybe someone watched this and is like, bro, shut that music off. It was too chill. I maybe sleep, you know? I don't know. I don't know what people want to see and what they do. So that's why I'm trying out things and having fun with the process along the way. Because after all, I am fairly new to all this. I was afraid of the camera pre-COVID. So I'm, 2024? So I'm only like 3.5 years new in front of the camera. So it is relatively new to me after all. I put a lot of pressure on myself because of such. But it's nice to hear from people like you that are saying you're happy with what I'm already doing. Very, very blessed to have people like you guys in this community. I'd get involved with big communities, maybe lefty discords or whatever. Did you get your skating channel up there? Yeah, the skating channel I grew because of TikTok. I got a lot of TikTok audience in because I do skateboard reviews on there. And I also got like a lot of like, during lockdown, I was in a bunch of Facebook communities of like skate communities. People were super interested in that. So they subscribed because I was like one of the only people making skate edits. I also used to take my videos around and like touch grass like in real life with them and show people the videos, and they would like, I'd make CDs and give it to people who would subscribe to my channel because they saw my video on a DVD. So that channel's really come a long way. I also post a ton of shorts on there. I'm posting too many YouTube pants on this channel. I stopped on YouTube shorts. I kind of want people to watch full videos and be more like longevity watchers, long-term watchers. I'm pulling back the curtain here tonight. So, yeah, that's that. This is actually one of my longest streams yet. Almost 2 hours. So, that is that. That is the news. That's everything. I'm sure there'll be more updates along the way. Holy crap, I take my headphones off to realize how loud I'm talking. I have sweaty ears. That's how I know I had a long stream. Ugh. Yum. Dude. Oh, God. I need to take more hair drugs. But, yeah, I need to get involved with bigger communities, though. Like I said, I know who to talk to. There was this time where I joined the Hoscord, and I went into, like, there's, like, a section where it's, like upcoming creators or something, and I went into it, and I was like, here, check out my YouTube, and then a bunch of people were like, stop it, don't do that. And I was like, what did I do wrong? It was really funny, but, yeah, I just gotta join, you're right, Discords and stuff like that, so. Also, I do appreciate that this live stream is small, that there's usually between like 2 to 5 of you here. That part is also cool because it helps me like respond to you guys. I can actually like hear what you're saying and respond back and forth. And I really love that about it. It feels very cool. It feels like we're, hanging out, having a good time together. So I do really like that part of it. So if you have any friends, family, your pets want to join, maybe your cat was trying to get a YouTube and you didn't let your cat get a YouTube, freaking tell your cat to get a YouTube channel. Tell your cat to watch. Tell your loved ones to watch, Send Grandpa a text. Say, hey, Grandpa, there's this guy. He talks about drama. Do you want to hear about a weird influencer? And your grandpa will be like, no, I'm too busy reading my damn book. And he probably won't watch it, but still tell him anyway. But that is that. That is that. Don't fake pregnancies. Don't be Nick Merckx. Don't be, be safe, be kind, be nice when you go into your outlet malls and your stores. Don't harass people. And also, never eat bananas ever again. Imagine that's my take at the end of the stream after the banana thing. I'm like, everyone, stop. No more bananas. Stop it. But anyways, no, really, stop. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. I have to go edit a wedding video, and there's gonna be a new YouTube video on my skate channel tomorrow. I'm gonna go edit that right now so that it can get posted tomorrow morning because I'm leaving for work very early, but I'm gonna stay up late, edit it, and get my behind to work, okay? So I will see you guys next on Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Yes, Friday evening I will next be on. I will put it in my phone, live stream, 9 p.m. I may even come on sooner if I get my work done in time. Love you guys. You guys are the best. I really appreciate you guys. Chris and Blender, the absolute goats. That cooking stream will come, Blender. I promise you. And honestly, I'll say this. I might even make one off stream so that I can come on the stream and be like, look at this. I got this shit down. Or it'd be fun to watch me make mistakes. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. All right. Because the stuff went bad that I bought, and I'm bummed. I have to go to the store and get more. All right. Peace.